It's very, very well tuned.
Okay, enough now. I mean, I feel like you're gaslighting now, saying that I'm gaslighting. I feel like we're going in a roundabout circle here, but well, we've got an exciting series on our hand. YBB, it's a debut of this new roster. We're day 3 so far in Division 2, and we're still yet to see the team play, and well, that will be stopped now with their, of course, series against Cloud, who is a team that's been struggling so far, and it might not get any easier in regards to their opponents. Cloud, see what they're able to do. I think in a lot of the games we've seen from Cloud, I've really liked their drafts.
Not
they
the
just
Meepo
haven't
game.
been able to... not the Meepo game. So that's 3 out of the 4 games I've really, really liked their drafts. And Denog, I kind of like their draft this game as well.
Yeah, I do too. I like this draft from Cloud. I'm going to be up in the sky with Nomad, you know, just being a bit of a fan. I mean, anytime you got 4 strength heroes, I'm always going to be a big proponent of that. They are going up against a Phoenix, but again, you've got a Lina and a Snapfire to be able to deal with, so I really don't think that should be too much of a concern. And I understand Lizard's argument of, like, it is kind of predictable what they're going to be doing in a lot of these team fights, but we've seen, especially for Division 2 Dota, sometimes predictable is a good thing, right? Like, you don't want to get too caught up in, oh, but we could do this, or this, or this, or this. Sometimes you just want one thing that you're good at and just do it right, you know?
You just got to find that one thing, though, right? Sometimes it's not easy to find that thing.
Definitely not, but they've certainly, I think, got the edge in not necessarily team fights, but pickoffs. Of course, they've got plenty of potential for that. They've got great Roche taking. They've got good burst damage. They've got good lanes. I quite like Cloud. The way that YBB want to take this, on the other hand, is much more around the team fight angle, right? Use the hook shot to be able to cut off avenues of escape, jump in with a Marcy, especially once she gets the BKB, roll through with Pango, get a good supernova off, TP in with a Nature's Prophet, and then use that to potentially win these team fights.
We'll see. Of course, it was the last pick, Penguli, coming out from 7E. Do you feel like this is a 24th pick was kind of the best route they needed to go down to give them success in this game?
I was tossing up what they wanted to go. I mean, there's nothing really that lanes amazingly against the Tusk. Like, maybe a Huskar or something like that, but not that you really wanted to. And, well, that's certainly not the way you want a lane to go as the Phoenix early on. You know, Phoenix, Marcy, relatively strong lane. Of course, you are against a Lina, but will they be able to get this kill into Beyond? I don't think so.
It was some nice damage being traded, though. Recognizing that the Phoenix, of course, wasn't there to be able to protect Beyond, so once their spells were back up after the kill onto Destiny, able to get aggressive once again. They got a big creep wave coming under the tower as well.
Yeah, so with this, back to this Pango pick, I was tossing up a few heroes for it, but they all had big weaknesses, and I feel like Pango is probably the best of the bunch. Like, you could Underlord against 4 strength heroes, but then that's something that doesn't really dive onto the Lina. You could Primal Beast, but then there's 4 strength heroes, so they felt relatively tanky. You might get on the Lina, but other heroes are going to interrupt what you're doing. So I feel like Pango kind of gives the best of both worlds, where you can go in onto the backlines, you're going to build into something like a Basher, which you know, can provide that interrupt. The damage is heavily based around right clicks as well, so the disarm's going to be good. So yeah, I like the Pango pick overall.
I wonder if he's going to have some awkward stages in team fights against some of the members of Cloud. I think shards can, if placed in a good position, can really not work in your favor. Sometimes it can work greatly in your favor. I also like having a hero that has a dispel on your team, because of course there's a hero that relies on getting that stun and then trying to hit back on a wall and then get that secondary stun afterwards. And that's a big thing that the Legion's going to be able to take out of the equation if he's in the right position with a press the attack. And kind of late game Lina with BKB activated can do a lot of damage, but that's probably where you're expecting the Marcia to come into play to kind of prevent the Lina from really being able to get that right-click damage going.
Speaking of just the drafts in general, I really liked this Legion Commander pick. It's one of the few heroes that has a really good time against the Nature's Prophet in lane. Not just, you know, for the fact that you get a lot of lifesteal off from the Moment of Courage, but you can see he's maxing out the overwhelming odds just because against all the treants, it provides with so much extra damage, so much movement speed that you're going to need to be able to get the better end of a lot of these trades. And I mean, we talked about versatility with how you're looking to take team fights. LC provides that, right? If you've got the vision advantage, you can find those jumps. You can easily connect with the Mortimer's Kisses, the Tusk Snowball into Walrus Punch, and be able to find a pick off. If you're the one that get jumped on, you've got the press the attack to be able to provide perhaps a little bit of safety towards the Lina. So I like it overall.
Top lane. Speaking about the LC, should be able to get some decent amount of damage out onto ZZQ. With the members trading spells, and meanwhile attacks to mid lane. Butterfly Effect gets a solo kill onto 7E, and I was brought up in the pre-game. It was the questioning about how this matchup was going to go. Of course, kind of two of the star plays between these two teams, Butterfly Effect and 7E, and well, already it's the Cloud position too that has that one-step advantage.
Your boy, man, he's doing it for you. You've been a Butterfly Effect fan for quite some time, and he's doing it for you.
Oh, his carry's not doing it for him, unfortunately. Beyond and Destiny being able to get a big kill onto Ice Limit's Lina. Meanwhile, top lane, some brawling's going on as well. ZZQ. Oh, he's stuck in a little bit of a tricky place, but it is enabling Lu to get the right clicks out, but unfortunately it's not enough to secure the kill onto CZJ.
It's down the flag bearer creep, though. They'll be kicking themselves about that. They actually have 0 regen coming through on the couriers, so CCJ is going to need to go all the way back to base. Right now, it's just on to Mercy to keep this lane in a relatively good spot right in front of the tower so that you're not losing too much experience there. Overall, though, it's really only the mid lane that's going exceptionally well for Cloud, although they made a bit of a rotation through with the ice shards being used previously. I suppose he'll be relatively safe there. ZZQ going for... Oh, they might have just seen that Observer Ward be dropped there, so Mercy, if he was to buy up a Sentry Ward, could look to punish it. Really wanting to protect these power runes, though, especially now that these level 6s are approaching for the Pango, and already here for the Tusk. It's just a question of luck, and well, for now, 7E is going to be the winner of that one.
It's a big rune to pick up now with his level 6, and he's going to instantly look to move, because you take a look at the kind of position in the creep wave. So they hold that thought, because bottom lane, both sides kind of casting out spells apiece. They're going to be cautious though on Cloud.
They have to know.
It's not an easy read though, because this lane, now it's going to connect. So 7E's been gone for a little bit of time.
They have to know, surely.
Oh, it looks like they're still going to play aggressive instead. Starve. Well, they'll get the kill thanks to the setup from the Stormhammer.
They'll be like, we'll take a dead Phoenix.
7E, without a doubt. Phoenix goes down, but it's such an incredible trade from them. 7E can easily bounce back off the crystal, and with Swashbuckle up in a couple of seconds, he'll have plenty of damage thanks to the rune picked up. He'll make him work for it, but it's in the end beyond that reaps the rewards for getting a kill. So what a movement from 7E, and you take a look at that as well. Like ZZQ's like, I'm happy to get a little bit of experience mid. I'll take everything I can get.
Yeah, Lu had the wave in a really good space for him. Not quite yet level 6 though on the Legion Commander, so won't be able to confirm this kill onto the Nature's Prophet as he dives back underneath his own tower.
This might be in trouble,
gone back the other way.
Yeah, he's already used the cookie, so they're well aware that they can continue to chase him down. ZZQ, a little bit cautious about the damage that's already came out. We're even seeing an extra rotation out of Cloud. It's going to be Star off the top lane, so Cloud have completely sacked bottom, and they need to get something out of it, and it looks like they will. Scatterblast is back up, plenty of damage onto ZZQ, so a kill it will be, but it seems bottom completely free, so we're going to see Lu instantly look to TP down.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just a thing of, well, we know that Lina hasn't been here for a little while. Let's try and take a tower, open up the map a little bit. Lina, of course, one of those heroes that needs 2-3 items to truly have that high level of impact that you're wanting out of her.
With lane 7, he might be in some trouble. He's got no mana to work with him. Look at the wraparound from Cloud. The pincer movement was perfect. Butterfly Effect to start, then the rest of the boys showed up to provide the stun lock required to get the kill into the Pango. And now Butterfly Effect, he's rewarded as well. He just got a regen. You love to see it here for the task.
You do indeed. I was really thinking on Cloud that they would be fine with just throwing the Lina back down bottom again. I mean, the only reason that she died previously was because of the rotation from a double damage Pangolier. So the fact that they've just abandoned this lane altogether is pretty significant. You know, Lu, he's very happy to come down here, take it away, and get a lot more map presence available, although...
they want to defend it.
Able to
Leon's going to try and jump in. First use of the Unleash of the game, but Butterfly Effects do an incredible job just to stall out the early damage for the Marcy, but it's not going to be enough. Chucked back inside this tree line, locked inside the Sprout as well. They'll get the kill into Butterfly Effect, and they're already looking for more as well. The rest of YBB won't be able to join me. Well, it's actually top lane Ice Limit. They've been in a little bit of trouble, but Blue's actually going to think twice about committing with his TP.
I mean, look at what they're doing all the while, though. 7E's just standing behind the tier 1 tower. He's going to push out the next wave. Keep a lot of this experience just going away for free. Prevent Cloud, it'll cause a defensive rotation.
They'll get the victory, but it's not going to matter. Stuck inside the treants. CSJ, plenty of damage with the overwhelming knowledge. You mentioned how the treants are just going to set him up perfectly for a nuke. So, I mean, the Legion's loving life, but Yelena, not so much.
And we know how treants like to build, right? It's the full glass cannon style. This time around, Lou, of course, Gleipnir isn't super unorthodox, but it only provides you that little bit of stats coming through from the crowns, right? So it means that this Blade Mail on CSJ is going to be even more impactful. You know, once he gets that plus the Blink Dagger, the Nature's Prophet is going to end up killing himself most of the time just through a lot of that reflected damage.
Are there any big winners now that the lanes are starting to dissolve?
Yeah, I mean, Lena's bottom of the net worth chart, so you would have to say the big winner is YBB, right?
Can't have this member at the bottom, but see what happens if she does get a little bit of time to find that catch up. Might not be able to.
They're not giving her time.
They're not indeed. LSA is going to be able to get her out of the Sprout, and look at them try and turn it around. Jules back up, Lacuna bladed the ready. They'll find another victory. Beautifully done. All right. I want to mention as well, we of course saw Ice Limit play for Cloud in their first series. We didn't see him in the second series, but I think it was game 2 in particular where they had a little, actually no, not game 2. There was a game where we saw him die a couple times at the start, and then he got a lot of farm afterwards. Or was that Andy? Now I'm confused. Help me, Daniel, come on.
Andy was the Morphling. I remember that.
Yes. Because I remember there was a game where we saw the carry die a couple of times in the laning phase, and then he just was able to freely farm across the map. And I was going to say it's a similar thing here where he's having a lot of issues with the lane, and maybe that's something that needs to be addressed in the future.
Yeah, no, I think he's generally... I mean, I wouldn't say he's doing all right. This game, I just really think the decision to go away from bottom so quickly was what's put him at such a detriment. You know, you've got the Marcy that's just set herself up now on this bottom side, and again, she's just being targeted. This probably isn't where you want to be on Alina, completely far away from the rest of your team.
Lou, you got to be cautious how much you use that voice line. I do have PTSD. I think everyone has a lot of PTSD from watching C. You got to be cautious. I've got no hesitation with muting you. It's not gonna affect. It's not gonna affect the viewers at all, mate. So you keep it a little quiet over there.
I think not.
All right, I'll mute you as well. I'll do it myself.
I'm not already muted. Yes.
It's a win in it. That's a win in itself.
He still hasn't got the Maelstrom though on our Lena. 100 gold away
this could
only.
Be a big kill. Bottom lane at the outpost, CZJ. He's got the blink and they've got Mortimer Kisses as well. So 70 is going to be their target. He's already used a swashbuckle, so he's not going to get a whole lot of distance away. They might not even need the kisses, but why not drop the ultimate? Just guarantee the kill and get that third duel victory of the game over to CSJ.
It's well worth it, you know, like any time that you can look to... Because Pango, again, is another one of those heroes that's good at pushing out waves. Phoenix, not great. Clockwork, not great. So anytime that you can just take out the Pango, you saw what a good job 70 did at just shoving in that lane when all the kills were happening around the board. It meant that they don't have a tier 1 tower left to play with yet on Cloud, so I really like the decision that they chose just to commit everything because of how important it is. And there's nothing really else that's going to set up for Mortimer's Kisses right outside of the duel, so you may as well just use it together.
Look at Starve. Really great positioning out of the Sven. But now that they saw him go all the way down the stairs, the wraparound might actually pay off for YBB. They've got their ultimates to work with as well, with the hookshot being on the mark. Ice Limit's in a lot of trouble as Luke is going to TP over to the backline, and now they're going to turn over to the Sven as well. He was acting as the bodyguard, but as soon as he stepped out of position, that was when YBB were able to pounce.
Where indeed. Just looking to see where CSJ is looking to play within this next little bit. He's still about 1,000 or so gold away from being able to pick up that Blade Mail. So does he look to finish that one up, or does he look to connect together with the Snapfire with the Mortimer's Kisses in about 40 seconds to be able to get this next kill? Because I just don't think that Blink Dagger Duel on its own, you got 30 stolen damage, or sorry, extra damage. It's not going to be enough yet at this stage.
Need a lot more damage for that to pay off. I'd say we're coming to play. This is not a great place to take a fight inside the river with the Rolling Thunder proving to be a gigantic issue. So Cloud just have to sacrifice CSJ, and well, they're even looking for more as well. Starve's going to be able to hold back the Clockwork. The hookshot is back up for ZZQ. He needs an angle, and he's going to be able to find it. Even stopping Starve from being able to escape as well. So the Clockwork will enable them to find 2 extra pickups. Beautifully done from ZZQ.
Oh, they were even going for more. Lou tried for the Sprout up onto the tier 3 high ground to try and get the Lina, but she was just a little bit farther away. And I mean, that's exactly what I was talking about, right? You didn't have the damage to be able to confirm that kill onto, honestly, whoever you jumped. You know, you got the Pangolier as well, who's pretty damn tanky.
They might be looking for ZZQ though, getting a little bit of range. Got Lou nearby. Cog's going to act as a deterrent, but of course he can jump over, so it can Butterfly Effect. That'll be a kill they can get without the Mortimer Kisses. That's a big one to find. Jewel, not the longest cooldown. They'll keep Kisses up, and they might look to smoke maybe in 15 seconds.
Yeah,
maybe if they can get this mid lane shoved out. What do you think?
You need duel available. You need to be able to have that to, you know, combo together with the Kisses. We still don't have BKBs that you're worried about on YBB, so I think they're just going to look to play around mid a little bit more rather than go for pickoffs. That's what Mercy's looking to set up this vision for.
See if they can look to utilize it, the catapult wave as well. I want to do whatever they can to protect it, and all the supports in combination together should be enough to get the kill into Butterfly Effect, but it will make him work for it. Can he get the blink away afterwards? He can get some distance, but 70
nearly
jumps over the shards. Not enough damage at the moment till the Wrath of Nature finds the bounce.
Lina?
But now look at the Lina. Oh, just such awkward positioning. Beyond can always fight her no matter where she is inside the middle of the team fights. It's Lou that actually is rewarded with the triple kill in the end. The Nature's Prophet, after such a fine start, and they actually might be thinking about Roshan 16 minutes in.
That's a possibility. I mean, you got the 1-point lucky shot. No Blightstone, I don't think, but you got the Orb of Corrosion. Seems like they're saying the cooldowns, or sorry, the respawn timers are still a little bit too low. They didn't use all of their ultimates to be able to take us down that time, but I just feel like this is a man that hasn't played that much Lina. You know, he's constantly just going in super deep into all of these team fights when they're the ones making space for him. He's got to be making the most of this and actually looking to generate a bit more of that net worth so that he can become the beast that they know he can be.
Even once you pick up a BKB here, if Lina's not going to be safe at all. They have so many ways to close the distance. And you can even kite that BKB as well. Like hookshot, if it's near a choke point, you can block off the escape avenue with the cogs. Marcy, of course, doesn't give a damn about BKB.
Lou's just taken towers with treants on his own, like up top. He's doing a fantastic job of playing this map. He's opened up more than a 3,000 net worth lead over his opposing position 1 in the Lina.
The position you want to be in, because we know how fast the pace can be increased with the Nature's Prophet.
Alright, do they go for an immediate smoke? That's my question. This lane's just not pushed out far enough, and I feel like too many people might have revealed their position in that mid lane. They're going to go for the smoke anyway. It's not underneath any sort of vision at the time, but well, how are they going to look to respond to this? Do they put an Observer Ward up and play around it on the Phoenix?
Already. They're kind of grouped up. It's going to be CZQ that'll pop the smoke. Can they keep the Clockwork alive? 70's going to come crashing to the middle. They won't get the dual victory, but you need to deal with the egg, and that's where the little shred is able to come into play for the Cookie. No!
Okay.
They just get it in the end, but it's not going to matter, Tenno.
Lina's coming again.
It's not going to work out in their favor because Lina's going to get caught out as well. She was looking for the cleanup, but the Gleipnir held her into place. It was almost perfect. It was almost great, but the stun, it bought them enough time for the supernova, even though it died in the end. All the boys could close the distance, get the damage out onto the rest of the cores.
They didn't even get the dual damage either. You know, that was a really good movement through to be able to protect the Clockwork for long enough. I mean, this is a Phoenix that dropped that supernova right in the middle of the team fights. He still wasn't punished that hard. It took them so long to be able to take care of it, and the damage was done. I think Lena's just got to make her mind up, right? Like, what does she want to do? Does she want to farm completely, or does she want to go into this BKB? I mean, you've committed for the Mithril Hammer, so you have to finish the BKB at this stage, but just where are you going to get it?
Goes for the Jewel again. This time they're going to combine it up with the Mortimer Kisses, but they might just be feeding away damage to the Clockwork. Oh no, one by one, they all come crumbling down.
I mean, Lena started to walk towards that fight, and I'm like, if you join that fight, Lena, there is something wrong, because the last, like, 5 haven't worked out very well for you. 1, 7, and 5 right now on Ice Limit, and
they're going to find another one in the river as well. Butterfly Effect going down.
He's doing his best. He's got the blink up.
Snowball.
Nicely done.
Nice. Just Swashbuckler's going to prevent the escape afterwards. Meanwhile, Blue will take that first tier 2 tower of the game as well. So this is blown up to a 10,000 net worth lead, and we're just about to hit the 20-minute mark.
I wonder if they were even considering Roshan, considering they haven't even needed to unleash for all of that. So they have full sidekick. They've got a double damage right outside the Roche pit. Prophet's taken the bottom tower, can join at any time. Speaking of BKBs, Prophet's got his plus the level 15, so...
There's a pipe on the Phoenix, who's getting solo killed at the moment. Does he get the damage? Oh, he does. Here's Jay. Alright. Not bad.
Not bad, good size.
What? What the hell?
You heard that meme?
Maybe. I don't know it off the top of my head. I've probably seen
It's
it.
literally just that. It's just someone saying.
They're coming in.
Yeah.
Lou doesn't give a damn.
I mean, he's got
He knows
ages,
the
would you?
boys are going to be able to jump in with him as well. 7E to the rescue, and the roll back stops the escape from the Legion. Even ZZQ's going to try and line up the hook shot, but this time it'll be off the mark. But they still got a great Crete Wave to be able to connect to put some damage onto the tier 2 tower mid.
I mean, there's a reason that Lou played on Extreme Gaming for so long, right? Like, just the way that even microed his treants in that team fight. He realized how much effectiveness the Legion Commander was getting out of it with the overwhelming odds. That he summoned them, sure, but then he just tossed them into the lane so that they're passively pushing the lane while he is fighting.
Oh no, not another one. Don't test me.
You muting him is going to do absolutely nothing. Alright, they go for another smoke here on YBB. Again, they just want to make the most out of this Aegis, right? Hook shot up in 10 seconds. By the time they connect through, it should be up fairly shortly. Quick and easy, free kill onto Mercy. Gonna try and save him, and maybe Beyond's gone a little bit too far.
Marcy was able to pop the BKB as well, so the damage in the Jewel's not going to be enough as Beyond just rips him apart. And now up towards the T2 tower. Ice Limit got rid of the Aegis, but it's going to come at the cost of his own life. A tree line will not be enough for him to duke and dive into, as meanwhile 7E as well comes crashing down into the Sven. And even the Snapfire is going to be put inside the grave, and they're not done just yet. Up to the high ground they go. We might be at Call It territory with Butterfly Effect going down to make it a full 5-man wipe.
I feel like they just want to take one proper team fight at this stage, because it hasn't been happening. Everyone gets picked off solo to be able to begin things, and you know that happens when you've got pretty miserable vision. You know, they essentially have zero vision actually across the map. No wards are left remaining, whereas YBB have complete control of the jungle. They've got a lane ward. They've got all lanes pushing in except for mid, and that's going to be going down fairly shortly. So I don't see an avenue for them to be able to come back into this, and an instant smoke is going to be incredibly obvious as well.
What would you say the probability is? 23 minutes in.
2%. 4, damn.
Wow. Really a hater. What the hell? You don't believe in Cloud. I'll remember that. I'll let the boys know.
Yeah, you remember that in about 2 minutes when this game is over.
After they win this game, I'll message them. I'll be like,
you and the Nomad Cloud fan club.
It's full. Hang on, didn't you say you were going to join him on that
I
Cloud?
believed in them. That's why I'm a little frustrated.
Well,
Because
we'll
I
see
feel like
after
they
this
had the
team
avenues
fight.
for it. They're going to go for a smoke of their own. Who
They're
gets
on the low
caught, though?
ground.
You never want to
Not
be
the
on low
position you
ground.
want to be in.
If Anakin's taught us anything, high ground wins everything.
ZQ, Smoke's gonna pop. With the hook shot, Beyond with the jumping as well. They're gonna try and target him with the spam. Starf will be able to reposition, but Ice Limit, I mean, that's the priority number one, and he won't be able to get away. They lock onto their target, and now they're already looking for more as well. 70 will close the distance onto the Snapfire. I mean, just one by one, they're all getting brought down solo. Everyone's just picking their own targets. They've recognized that they've got their own damage to get these individual kills, and they can just look to get all the remaining forces as Starve chased into the creep wave beyond. Well, in fact, he is beyond godlike on the last year. 10, 0, and 12. A hell of a performance for him, but it's just not the individual play from Mars. It's everyone on YBB in this debut game.
Yeah, no duel, not even a blade mail until just before the death there, coming through from CSJ, and it just seems like the way that Lena is setting herself up, she's never sitting behind the rest of her team. That's the biggest issue for mine. And the only one that should be maybe at your level in these team fights is the Snapfire. Everyone else should be in front of you. Tusk, Sven, with all of that additional armor, and LC most importantly. So the fact that she just seems to be able to be targeted first in these team fights is the biggest issue for mine.
You know how depressing this must be when you pick the most broken hero of the patch right now and you just get absolutely
Just
bodied?
twist the knife, man. Just twist it even further. They're feeling bad already. Oh no, she's not going to get picked off now, is she? Yeah, 70's
She got
going
picked
in.
up, shot.
Is she?
Nope. Oh, yeah.
Close.
Can
They were
they
hoping for that
fight
first
this?
hit bash on Beyond.
They don't have the high ground ward. Oh, CCQ, that's perfect. That is a perfect cogs. You trap the Snapfire on the high ground, you hold the Legion into place as well. You won't even get the kill onto the Phoenix. Supernova activated with minimal health left standing. Oh, Ice Limit. That's an incredible stun timing, but all for naught. Straight on top of it, they go. Beyond
That's good.
instantly over towards Alina. With 5 down, you gotta think it's...
I mean, they don't have a creep wave. That's maybe what's going through their minds. But nah, GG. It's too far behind. They just didn't take a single team fight together. I know YBB have the advantages in terms of overall team fight, but they never gave themselves a chance. They couldn't get that first